Hello everybody, today I'm going to talk about my experience of having the COVID vaccine in India. So first, let's talk about the situation of the COVID in India these days. So in India, since March 2020, there was the COVID-19 spreading. And the first wave was coming around September 2020, which was recording about 100,000 new cases per day. And after that, around January 2021, the new cases were coming quite less, like 10,000 per day. So it looks like the COVID is going to finish. But after that, around April 2021, the giant second wave came, and at this time, after 24th April 2021, there was continuously coming more than 300,000 new cases found from all over India, and it continued for about 3 weeks. And this made the total amount of the COVID cases in India amounting to 260 million. So this was completely creating a mess inside whole India, because the second wave came 3 more times bigger than the first wave, and it came in the timing that's where all the COVID matters are going to finish in India. And around this time in the second wave, I was living in Delhi with my wife, and we were not going out so much. Like we were both working from home, so we thought we were quite safe, but we were going to some shopping sometimes and taking the cab to go to a little bit bigger shopping malls and something. But after around the third week of April, we were hearing the news that the new COVID cases were coming day by day, and it's increasing, so it's quite dangerous. And we were thinking like something going on outside our house. But one day, my wife started having some body ache and some headache, and she started saying she's quite tired and she doesn't want to move. Usually she loved to go to gym and do some many stretchings, but today she was saying that she doesn't want to do any kind of stretching, any kind of workouts, completely anything, just lie down the bed. So I thought something was going strange. I told her that maybe I can help her in some stretching, but she was saying she doesn't need any. And she was telling me that it's completely different from some normal muscle pain. So I thought, yeah, maybe that kind of thing happens. So I just told her to sleep nicely, and I was doing some work in the nights. And around 2 a.m. I was doing a little bit of work on my laptop, but suddenly I started feeling a little bit of headache, and I thought this is a little bit unusual. Maybe I'm getting a little bit tired, so maybe I should sleep. So I went to sleep, and after that, when I woke up in the morning, I was feeling completely something strange in my body. First, my throat was aching quite badly, and also I was having some fever, and also some pain in my body was going on, like in my back and in my arm, knees, and chest and neck. And I thought this is something strange, so let me just measure my temperature. And then the temperature was showing that I was nearly 100 Fahrenheit. It was like 99.5 or something. So I thought maybe I have to eat nicely and have a little bit more better sleep, because I slept a little bit late last night, and I was trying to cook some rice and some vegetables, but I found out that my body is too heavy and I'm having too much fatigue. So I thought maybe I should just drink some glucose juice and some fruits only. So after some while I was feeling quite much fever and headaches and no appetite was coming. So I was lying on the bed and trying to do a little bit of work through my laptop. But all of these symptoms were getting worse and worse, and my body ache was too much, and I even don't want to go to the kitchen to eat something. So these terrible symptoms continued for about 5 days, and after that I was somehow managing to wake up and walk around and eat everything. So during this time I was trying to have some COVID test, the PCR test, but wherever I searched on the internet and made the phone call, there was no one taking the phone, and all of the hospitals or labs were saying that they are talking to someone else, so call us later. Actually, it was in the middle of the second wave where every day 300,000 new cases were coming up. So I think all of the hospitals and labs were completely full. So we just decided to stay at home. And after around 1 week, we completely recovered, except the smell and the taste. So I read on the internet that after having COVID, you will lose taste and smell for some while. And the completely same thing was happening to me and my wife. And around this time, all of my friends who were in India as a expat was returning back to Japan because of the company order. Actually, around these times in May, the Japanese government has found out that there is some different new variants coming from India, and also the cases were quite jumping up. So Japanese government has issued some circular against all the Japanese nationals living in India that they are highly recommended to come back to Japan because they cannot assure the safety of the Japanese nationals. So what I thought when I heard this news was that if I go back to Japan right now, maybe it's going to be more risky because I'm going to ride a cab to the airport and take the airplane and go back to Japan and go back to the crowded Tokyo where there is no lockdown going on. So finally I decided to stay in India, around Delhi. And actually this was completely fine because I was managing my life without going out from my home at all, ordering all the foods online, and the only thing I had to step out from my house was to just throw out some garbage. And one more reason I wanted to stay in India was because that in India it's easier to take the vaccine than in Japan. So actually this is not so much known thing that India is now having the world's third most vaccinated population in the world after China and USA. And despite the fact that there are 1.4 billion people in India, now 188 million people are vaccinated. And this is totally in a different level compared to Japan, where there is only 8 million people vaccinated. So there are many reasons that this is happening, but one big reason is that India has successfully manufactured their own vaccine for COVID, which name is Covaxin. And this is from the company called Bharat Biotech. I'm sure these days the most famous vaccine is the Covishield from AstraZeneca and Oxford University, and one more might be the Pfizer or Moderna from USA. So anyways, I got the reservation for the vaccination for Covaxin. So today I'm going to the hospital near our house, And as you can see, this is kind of a rural place in India, and it's not like the most newest facilities accessible, but here is the place for the vaccination. Actually, it was a very big competition going on online to have this reservation, because the slot was opening only for 5 minutes, and every day the internet was crushing because of so many people were grasping for the vaccination slots. So this is inside the hospital. I think you can see many people waiting for their vaccine in the line. So I got the tickets like this, and the number was 27. It means I'm gonna be vaccinated out in the 27th slot of this day. And the PHC Parra was the name of this clinic. Actually, this was not completely a hospital, but kind of a small clinic for local people. I had some time while waiting, so I was just roaming around outside this hospital. And this is the temple for the Hindus, and there was some small school also here, and there was some cow roaming around. So this was like a nice rural place. I liked this atmosphere quite nicely. And also I found a monkey here, and this is just beside this temple, a different temple. This is also a Hindu temple, and I can see some statue of God here. So the monkey was sitting quite peacefully under the tree. So I quite liked this atmosphere also. I hope he doesn't get any COVID and gets ill like us. I was looking for some other monkeys as his friends, but this time I could see only one. So after this I went into the room to get the vaccine, and it was like 2 minutes work. The woman just opened the packet of the needle, injected it into my left arm, and that was all. Everything finished in 2 minutes, and they took my phone number and released from the hospital. I heard that sometimes we get some fever or some quite heavy fatigue coming after the vaccine, but in my case, actually I didn't feel anything. The only thing I felt was a little bit of muscle pain around the area that I got the injection. So I was peacefully enjoying all these wildlife around the road while I was going back. There were millions of cows, and I really liked this kind of scene. This is the quite incredible scene in India. So many constructions going on, and so many cars and people going everywhere, and still there are some cows roaming around the same road, and there are some monkeys somewhere. So I think I like this atmosphere quite much in this city. And after around 1 month, I'm going to take the second dose of the vaccine, and I'm going to be fully vaccinated. After getting fully vaccinated, I'm going to have the immunity against most of the variants of the COVID. So after that, I think I can roam around the city, maybe without mask, quite peacefully. So this was my experience of having vaccine, and after that I think I can join these guys playing cricket in this playground. I'm sure they are also vaccinated as they are playing like this. So everybody, please have a nice day and be careful about COVID, and I highly recommend you to take the vaccine also like me. I hope you understood that it's not so much a big task. There are so many vaccines all over the world, like AstraZeneca and Sputnik and some Chinese vaccines also. So I hope everyone can take the vaccine and be healthy. So see you next time.